Welcome to Medal of Honor, above and beyond.
All right. Enough talking, training, and tests. It's time to go after the Nazis. We're sending you into occupied France.
Yes, sir.
Your first mission is to make contact with the French resistance. You'll be working with a cell led by Manon Baptiste, who's been our eyes and ears on the ground since the war started.
Manon
Your rendezvous will be
Baptiste.
along the coast, the St. Catherine Lighthouse. The Germans are using as an observation post. The resistance will give you a signal when it's safe to come ashore. You'll have 3 days to assist the resistance, gather intelligence on German activity, and sabotage targets of opportunity. Now, I'm talking about a small communications relay or a fuel truck, not anything like blowing up a train or destroying Gestapo headquarters.
Okay,
This
no
is your
blown up
first
trains.
OSS mission. Baby steps. Now I want to
No
introduce you to
Gestapo.
Huxley, our quartermaster. She'll get you set up with what you need, plus she'll give you some nice goodie bags for the resistance. 3 days in and out. Keep it simple. I'll see you on the other side. Dismissed.
Thank you, Colonel. Thank you, team. Quartermaster. Experiment with your arsenal.
Hello, I'm Huxley, your quartermaster. I'm here to brief you on weapons, gear, and all the threats you'll face. I'm backed up by a full model shop, a sewing brigade, and the best gunsmiths the Allied nations have to offer. Have a look around. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay, let's start with who we're expecting to see in this mission. Looks like we've got 2 resistance members here.
Huxley. Who's that?
The French resistance is made up of men and women from all walks of life. Everyday people who are risking their lives to liberate their country from the Nazis.
What about people like this?
Huxley, who is that?
Imagine if your country was taken over by the most powerful nation on Earth. What would you do? Collaborate? Surrender? Or resist?
That's fair. What about this?
Huxley. Who's that?
Sharp
This is
dressed
the
lass.
uniform of one of the so-called Lightning Girls that works at Gestapo headquarters. Apparently, Mano's 19-year-old sister Juliet has gone undercover as a Lightning Girl in order to gather intelligence. A very brave, but very dangerous thing to do.
Sounds it. Looks like regular
Huxley, who is that?
You'll be
Wehrmacht.
encountering mostly General Wehrmacht troops as you travel the
Wehrmacht.
French countryside. But be careful. Even the most junior soldier has gone through extensive training.
Huxley. Who's that?
The Gestapo. The
Gestapo.
Nazis' secret police. Filled with miscreants and degenerates who couldn't make it in the regular army. The Gestapo terrorizes the civilian population at every opportunity.
What about this?
Huxley, who is that?
The Gestapo often work with French collaborators, who are traitors in the worst way. Not only do they help the Third Reich, they do it by betraying their neighbors, their friends, even their families. I can't imagine how tough it is for the resistance. Not only are they fighting the Nazis, they're fighting their own countrymen.
This looks like a high-leveled troop.
Huxley.
Waffen.
Who's that?
Watch out for the Waffen-SS. They are the elite of the German military. Highly trained and extremely lethal. They should be feared. And eliminated.
What about this? Looks like a
Huxley,
captain.
who is that?
Officer.
Hopefully you won't encounter any Waffen-SS officers during your 3 days in Normandy. They are, as you Yanks are fond of saying, bad news.
Okay, what about the vehicles?
Huxley. What's the lieutenant looking at?
All the high-ranking Nazi officials love to parade around in these fancy staff cars. If you see one coming down the road, be prepared to either hide or blow it up.
Right.
Huxley, what is the
Looks like
lieutenant
one of
holding?
ours.
A Higgins Industries PT boat, We have PT-305 at our disposal, and she has one of the best crews in the American Navy. They're gonna sneak you into France under the cover of darkness, then return in 3 days to pick you up. Don't be late.
Copy that.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant
Yeah, no.
holding?
The bomb maker on Mano's resistance team, Marcel, is quite the tinkerer. I've heard you open a secret passage to his workshop by playing the French national anthem on his piano.
Ah, so we'll keep an eye out for the piano.
Huxley, what's the lieutenant looking at?
The St. Catherine Lighthouse. As the colonel mentioned upstairs, the Germans are using it as an observation post. So, Mano and her team have targeted it for destruction.
Ah,
Makes me wonder if there'll be anything left after the Nazis are done with France.
what about this?
Huxley, what's the lieutenant holding?
The cursed Heinkel 111. This is what the Nazis used to pound us during the Blitz. So much terror and misery from one plane. But we won the Battle of Britain, and the RAF hunts these Luftwaffe bastards on a daily basis. It was a bomb from one of these planes that killed Ollie's 4 sisters and his parents.
Oh. That's why he's enlisted. Okay.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant looking at?
Watch out for these German half-tracks. Not only do they carry a full complement of troops, there's a machine gun mounted on top that can quickly ruin your day.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant looking at?
The Germans are positioning
Reinforcements.
troops all over Normandy using these heavy transport trucks. They're as ubiquitous as flies on a 4-day-old schnitzel.
Huxley, what's the lieutenant holding?
The Nazis love their tanks, both big and small. They've adapted this model to run on railroad tracks, acting as escorts for their trains. Don't bother with your rifle. Only an anti-tank weapon like a Panzerfaust can take them out of commission.
Okay, so let's get used to using them.
The Panzerfaust. A disposable anti-tank weapon with an extremely potent warhead. You need both hands to use it, but it packs quite a punch. The warhead's trajectory will arc when fired over a long distance, so adjust your aim accordingly.
What's this?
Packed tight with explosives, the gammon grenade is a small bomb. Using this weapon carries a lot of risk, but the reward is a massive instantaneous explosion at the point of impact. It will explode on any surface, including a Nazi. After the cap is pulled, the gammon grenade can be held indefinitely. But now that it's armed, there's no going back. Make absolutely sure you throw it far enough. Otherwise, you will have a very bad day.
Okay.
Potato. The German hand grenade's oblong shape prevents it from rolling around like an American Mark II. Activate its fuse by pulling the cap at the bottom. Remember, you can use your teeth or your hands.
Now, American grenades.
In the right hands, this simple combat knife is every bit as deadly as a machine gun. A knife is always lethal when thrown at enemies. If your knife ever gets stuck on the ceiling, you can always shoot your weapon to dislodge it. And, with a little practice, the knife can be twirled and tossed between hands. The Mark II fragmentation grenade. You already reacquainted yourself with these on the firing range, but practice makes perfect. Remember, once you pull the pin, the fuse starts burning. You have 5 seconds until it explodes.
Okay. Well, for the guns.
The M1A1 submachine gun. The weapon of choice for many American officers. 30 bullets in the machine. Among the weapons in your conventional arsenal, the M1A1 has the quickest firing rate and causes the highest damage. But it has the lowest accuracy. Even when two-handed, spraying the entire magazine at once will cause the weapon to go wild. Burst firing is best for mid-range enemies. For long-range enemies, using a different weapon is strongly recommended.
Copy that.
The MP40, a deadly German submachine gun. It has a slower firing rate than the American M1A1, but in the right hands, it can be more lethal. The MP40 has reliable accuracy and a slightly larger magazine. It has the lowest firing rate among all automatic weapons. However, the MP40 doesn't go wild like other automatic weapons do when firing the entire magazine at once. That's why the Germans love it.
It's a good gun. I like it.
Sometimes you just need a shotgun and nothing else will do. At close range, this weapon has no peer. Perfect for clearing corridors and bunkers. You have to pump the shotgun after every shot. Try doing it with one hand by making a brisk up and down motion. With some practice, you'll be able to pump your shotgun with one hand while throwing a grenade with the other. Germans will run in fear and speak your name in whispers.
Okay.
The sergeant already told you how much he loves the M1 Garand. Everything he said is true. It's reliable, accurate, easy to reload, and easy to aim. Of all the semi-automatic rifles in your arsenal, the Garand has the highest stopping power. Its only real drawback is the low magazine size. The on-block clip only holds 8 rounds, but it auto-ejects quickly for a fast reload.
That it does.
The Gewehr 43. An impressive weapon. It requires a bit more effort to reload than the Garand, but it comes with a larger magazine. It's every bit as accurate as the other semi-automatic weapons, but rapidly firing the Gewehr's entire magazine causes its accuracy to go wild.
Did you see that? Yep.
The K98K. In the right hands, a weapon of extreme lethality. Every shot of the K98K is perfectly accurate when you hold it two-handed. Remember, all bolt-action weapons require wrapping the bolt between every shot, but the bolt can be wrapped with either hand. This special weapon is on loan from Colonel Ebbets. Apparently it's a family heirloom. He calls it Uncle Nate's Rough Rider. I call it an exquisite Nazi killing machine. It can be fired entirely one-handed, with only minimal impact to accuracy. And it's the only rifle in your arsenal that can be reloaded entirely one-handed. While slightly less lethal than a bolt-action rifle, it's deadlier than any semi-automatic. The Rough Rider is best for mid to long-range combat, and it can be slam-fired by holding it two-handed while keeping the trigger squeezed. Just remember to cock the lever after every shot.
That's cool. Okay, what do I like? M1. And the MP40.
Well, this is quite the treat. Your friend Marcel made this custom for you in his workshop. Talk about something that goes boom. It's easily the most lethal sidearm we have at close range, though it comes with a massive bullet spread. There's also an intense kickback when firing quickly one-handed. Either hold with both hands while firing, or take a short pause between each shot to account for the recoil. Spent shells can be ejected by simply jerking the weapon in any direction. After new shells are loaded, the barrels can be reset in the same one-handed way. The semi-automatic P08 pistol. The Nazis love this weapon. If you get your hands on one in the field, be sure to show them the love back. As with other German pistols, the P08 has a larger magazine, but is slightly less accurate.
Okay. Then there's the...
Your trusty sidearm. The semi-automatic 1911 A1 pistol. Reliable and accurate. It's quite useful at mid to long ranges with both hands, and mid to short ranges with one hand. The magazine holds 7 bullets. Always keep it loaded.
Okay. That's about all you've got for me. Sarge. What do we have here?
Huxley, what's that?
When conducting sabotage in the field, you'll often attach explosives to your target. In lieu of dynamite, practice attaching one thing to another with this decidedly non-explosive piece of paper. Then, light it on fire. Follow the instructions to ignite the lighter. Sometimes the smallest spark can bring down the largest target.
That's cool. Plunger.
Huxley, what is that?
When blowing something up, the detonator is what kicks off the festivities. Use both hands and push down on the plunger.
Yep. So, head to the campaign. The live
That
fire
way
gauntlet.
leads to the live fire exercise. A gauntlet, if you will, to hone your combat skills before you go out into the field.
Another warm-up. We'll give it a go.
Lieutenant, pick up the dynamite when you're ready to begin. The clock will start running. Sabotage the Nazi bunker and eliminate all enemies. Dynamite placed. Return to the detonator. Enemies eliminated.
Ooh, yeah.
Brilliant! A new personal record.
Okay. This way to the mission.
Good luck on your first mission, Lieutenant. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again in a few days.
Thank you, Huxley. Ready, Sarge? Ollie? Let's go.